What's happening YouTube? Today we're going to talk about leads, sales, and how to generate income for your creative agency or your SMMA, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be the 4 juicy tips that we've got for you. My name's Raphael, co-founder of Studio Krista. We're a creative agency based out of Manchester, and we currently turn over just over £10,000 a month in revenue. So yeah. We do 4 main ways of outreach. First one, probably the one you've heard the most in all the other videos, Upwork. Upwork works. Simple. If you're looking just now to get started and you're new to this, jump on Upwork. Reason being, those leads are warm. Filter it out, search for the sort of business you're looking for. So for example, social media management, website design if you're a website designer, and then just reach out. You get quite a few credits at the beginning with Upwork as well, so make sure you use them up. Make sure each proposal you send, you put a little bit of effort and time into. Competition is high, but the leads are warm. So if you can make yourself stand out that little bit, the chances of converting them are quite high. We normally get 1 or 2 clients per month from Upwork, so definitely still an important part of the business. Number 2, email marketing, the most boring one there is, unfortunately, but we do it because it works. So email marketing, know your niche. Figure out what your niche is, decide on a niche. What do you enjoy? What are you good at? What do you have experience in? And then go from there. 2 ways of collecting emails, because obviously you need someone to email, would be pay for leads on Fiverr. So for example, if your niche is, I don't know, Pilates studios, find someone on Fiverr. What they'll do is they'll scrape the contact details of the main person and their email from all Pilates studios in the UK, for example, and that will give you something to work from. So from there, you can use Lemlist or Hunter. These are both free email softwares. I suggest doing that because individually it's going to take you ages, and with these services you can actually see what your open rate is and your response rate, so you can A/B test stuff, tweak your content, tweak your subject line to make sure you're getting the most amount of open rates. Thing with email, of course, is it's a numbers game. You're reaching out very cold. You have to really put something forward that's going to make the business owner feel excited and give them a reason to answer. Don't neglect the follow-ups. We normally recommend 3 to 4 follow-ups on email before, letting them be. So we do initial email, follow-up. If they still haven't answered, follow-up. If they still haven't answered, another follow-up. I'll do a video where I kind of go in a little bit more detail as to what we send and how we space those follow-ups in terms of days. So for example, first day, 3 days, whatever. But yeah, email is going to be a numbers game. More often than not these days, especially if you're doing it in the e-commerce niche, I believe it's just over 1,000 emails to get 1 confirmed client. So it's definitely a numbers game, definitely something that is constant work in progress to figure out what's gonna, work best with that particular client. But yeah, don't neglect it. Make sure it's part of your outreach operation. Third is cold calling. Now, cold calling we actually do predominantly with physical businesses, so a store. You're going to find it quite hard with e-commerce businesses just because it's often complicated to get a number. Whereas, for example, if you're targeting Pilates studios, it's quite easy to get that number and speak to the person. Cold calling, my top tip is do it on the back of the email campaign. The reason is those people have already seen your name. They've already consumed what you had to tell them. Whether they answered or not, they've still seen you. In that way, when you call, your name is still in their head. They've seen the email. You've got a reason to introduce yourself as well. You can be like, hey Samantha, did you get my email? Blah, blah, blah. As opposed to, hey Samantha, my name is Raf, blah, blah, blah. So it gives you a lot more of a warm lead kind of vibe. And that's actually going to help you a lot more with your cold calls. Cold calls, a lot of people don't do them. It takes time to get better. The more you do it, the less shy you'll be. The more you do it, the thicker skin you'll have, and you won't be as fussed when people just say no or whatever it is. At the end of the day, if you get 10 no's but you get 1 yes, it was worth it 100 times over. So yeah, don't neglect cold call. Fourth and final for today is going to be LinkedIn. Again, dependent on what your niche is. So if you're just doing e-commerce and it's very vague, then LinkedIn might not be the place, purely because it's going to be hard to find the right person without compiling a list beforehand. But for example, if we're still in the topic of Pilates studios, what you can do with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which is free for the first month, is really niche down with their filters and tools. So you could select Pilates studios within the UK, owner or founder has to have had the business for over a year. So all these little filters that are going to give you a really, really nice list of people to then connect with on LinkedIn and then message. Top tip, attack them from all angles. So if they haven't got back to you on email and you've tried cold calling them and they still haven't answered, you haven't managed to get through, ping them on LinkedIn. Maybe that's what they're using. Maybe they neglect emails. Or the other way around, you're attacking them on LinkedIn, you're speaking to them, you can't get a response, drop them an email. That way they might answer. Yeah, getting them from all different angles is going to really, really help your response rate. Yeah, hope you found this video useful. Again, it's just kind of an overview of what we do. I'll be doing a few videos where I go into a little bit more depth for each one. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, comment. Doesn't take you guys anything, but it will really help me. It'll give me that motivation as well to keep posting out these videos and hopefully helping you guys with your creative agencies exactly the same, or your SMMA agencies. Yeah, cheers.